What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of What I've Been Watching. Name pretty much speaks for itself. In this series, I'm going to be talking about what I'm currently watching at the time, from series and films. Hopefully, I'll be able to recommend some good stuff for you guys. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about two HBO series that recently wrapped up, Succession and Barry. Both those series had 4 seasons each, and they are quite good. So we'll start with Succession. It is a HBO drama that follows the Roy family. Logan Roy is the patriarch of this giant media company, and the series kind of follows his kids trying to succeed him, take over the company, and control the media empire. For starters, I think it has one of the best intros on TV. HBO has a knack for doing some really good intros, and I think the Succession intro is very good. The theme music is great, mixed with the clip show, I think is very cool. So you can't go wrong with a good intro. I really enjoyed this series. It is quite the saga, watching the central characters vie for control and influence over this company. I guess even though, you know, Logan Roy, he's running the family, but I think the heart of the show, or the core of the show, kind of comes from his children, the kids. We have Connor Roy, he's like the older one that was, you know, I guess from a first marriage, that he's a bit older than all the other siblings, and he kind of just floats around. But he is interested in politics, so from a young age as well, so there you go. And then we have Kendall Roy. He's like they're all kind of, you know, well, Kendall and Roman are kind of black sheeps, but he's, I guess, the black sheep of the family. He's the one that thinks he's the heir to the throne and just wants to get to the top. And then we have Siobhan Roy, the one daughter of the family. She's, you know, the only female of the bunch. She's the one that's trying to have a moral integrity to everything that they're doing, and also conduct herself with a bit of confidence and grace, which I think Sarah Snook, the Australian actor, does very well. And then we have Roman Roy, the last born, and he's like, how would I describe Roman? He's just like the little horny Bart Simpson type figure amongst the bunch. You know, he's, you know, had everything growing up. He's been able to follow all his siblings along the way. So he's very much a interesting guy to watch. But I think the kids are what, you know, make the show, and that's just one of the best parts of the series, is watching these characters all interact with each other. Because, you know, at the top of these, you know, high-level business scenarios, everyone is kind of scheming and everyone's trying to gain from someone else, and they're all trying to each other over and all try to get to the top, which I think is one of the best parts of the series, is watching all these guys interact with each other. Along with supporting characters, we have Greg and Tom, the Disgusting Brothers. They're great together. Watching them interact from like even the first season is so good to watch. They just have a great dynamic, and it is very cool to see that develop over the series. Just watching all the kids kind of fight with each other, and then still also try to love each other in their high society, snobbish kind of ways, is very fun to watch. I thought season 4 was really good. Almost every episode was like a banger for me. The writing was really good, and it was almost like each episode could kind of hold its own and stand on its own 2 legs. I think it ended very well. Kind of put a ribbon on everything, and was a decent bookend, if that you could consider that a spoiler, but it's a decent bookend to the saga, and couldn't have asked for a better season. Like season 3 for me was, you know, probably the weakest out of them all. There were some good episodes and good moments in there, but it was during COVID, so you could kind of tell that they weren't able to have the scale as, you know, previous seasons from memory. But overall, it's a very good show. I would recommend it if you have Binge or HBO Max, or if you're a little internet pirate. If there were future seasons, maybe could have got another season, but I think it's pretty solid where it wrapped up. Am I going to rate these things? You know, I'm not really like, because I'm an esteemed filmmaker myself. I don't want to get in the habit of rating things for then people to give me a hard time about my stuff. I guess the only ratings I'm going to give is in the other new show that's coming, and you'll like that as well. Alright, next we have Barry, if anyone's heard of that show as well. Written and created and starring Bill Hader. That has 4 seasons as well, and recently wrapped up pretty much the same day. But Barry recently wrapped up its 4 seasons as well. I guess what stands out with Barry, other than Bill Hader's great writing and the casting, but I guess what stands out most about Barry is the dark journey that we go on. You know, in the beginning, it kind of starts out as like hitman behind the scenes kind of thing. It has a lot more comedy to it. Awkward comedy about the fish out of water, I guess, in a way, of Barry trying to pursue an acting career. But then as the seasons progress, it gradually turns into a much darker and, would you go nihilistic story? Maybe. But yeah, it just turns into a lot darker, bleaker world that Barry creates. That's one of the, I guess, most interesting things that I enjoyed about it was what brings me into my next point, the mood and atmosphere that they create in that show. What a bleak and dark world that they create, sets the tone very well. Another thing I really enjoyed about Barry was the character arcs. From the characters we meet in the first season, we've got Barry, Fugues, NoHo Hank, what's his name? What's Winkler's name? Bloody Cousineau. Where these characters start and then where they end up in the last season is just a great journey. Great. Well, it's, you know, interesting to watch this journey, and you see how all these characters are affected by Barry and how he's navigated himself amongst these characters. So yeah, character arcs are very good and great to see where they end up in the last season. Like I said, you know, gets darker as things go. So you see some of these people in very depressing and terrible situations, but it's a black comedy show, dark humor. So in a way, like, it's just, you gotta laugh at some of those moments. The humor is jet black. And if you like, I guess a lot of shows, if you came into Barry in season 4, you wouldn't get a lot of the, I guess, the humor and some of the gags. You have to kind of go through the series to get the sense of humor that they're creating in this world. But it is very interesting. Honorable mention, Henry Winkler as Gene Cousineau, Barry's acting coach. I loved Cousineau. I thought he's just a great character in some of the moments in the series. You know, you got Rip Torn's gun. That's a great bit when he does, I believe it was season 4, he does a performance to retell a story, and it's just pure bliss watching Henry Winkler do his thing. I think it was great casting for him in that role. Winkler does a great job. He's like an actor's actor, and I just love Cousineau, and yeah, I just think Henry Winkler was great. He's so good to watch, and don't have anything bad to say about him. And also, that had a great ending too. I think Barry wrapped up pretty well. Everyone kind of, I guess, got the world that they deserved. Like I said, last season gets very dark, very bleak, and where it ends is another good bookend to the series. So I thoroughly enjoyed Barry as well. So if you get a chance, check out Succession and Barry, 2 very good HBO series. Let me know what you think. I'm willing to stand by my statement of Succession has one of the best intros out there. Would I put it in my top 5? Probably. Definitely in top 5 HBO intros. And Yeah, if you get a chance, check out those shows. Tell me what you think. That's about it for the first episode of what I've been watching. Hope you like this. I'm going to try, obviously, keep these episodes coming out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.